the letter that wrote itself. In the foggy, snow-dusted town of Berlin, nestled between the Alps, lived a quiet girl named Eliana Thorne. She wasn't particularly special, just a book-loving assistant in a small bookstore, orphaned young, and raised by a grandmother known for her oddities and whispered rumors. Eliana lived alone now, in that same creaky apartment above the bookshop. Until one morning, everything changed. It was a Monday. Still half asleep, Eliana stumbled to her desk to find an envelope. Pale cream, unmarked, but unmistakably written in her own script. "Don't take the alley today. The man in the brown coat dropped something. You'll want to pick it up. Don't." She stared at the letter for a long moment. Was it a joke? Something she'd written and forgotten? That afternoon, she did see a man in a brown coat drop something shiny in the alley shortcut she usually took. Her fingers twitched, tempted, but the letter echoed in her mind. She walked away. That night, the news spoke of a woman stabbed in the same alley, moments after something valuable was stolen from a man in a brown coat. Her heart skipped a beat. The next morning, a second letter. "Don't argue with Mr. Levin. Let him think he's right about the display. Later, he will offer you tea. Say yes." And just like the letter said, her manager made a snide comment. Normally, she would have snapped back, but she didn't. Hours later, over awkward tea, he offered her more shifts, a pay raise. She hadn't said a word. The letter had spoken for her. Day by day, the letters kept arriving. Some were detailed. At 3:42 p.m., you will hear the bells ring thrice. When the phone rings, don't answer. It's someone from your past. You're not ready. Others were poetic and strange. Avoid red umbrellas. Today they carry sorrow. And when she did accidentally brush against a red umbrella outside the station, a woman screamed and dropped her child. Eliana never forgot the sound of that cry. But the more accurate the letters became, the more frightened she was. She never remembered writing them. The ink was hers, the paper from her desk, but her memory remained blank. Eliana thought she was losing her mind. She installed cameras in her apartment. She filmed herself sleeping. For 3 nights, nothing. She slept like a rock. On the 4th, the footage showed her sitting upright at 3:03 a.m., blank-eyed, writing, page after page. She never flinched, never blinked. She signed each letter with her name, then gently folded it, placed it in the envelope, and returned to bed, like a puppet being wound down. Terrified, she ran to the attic, where her grandmother's things were stored. There she found it, a black leather-bound journal. Faded gold letters on the cover read, "Guardians of the Script." Inside, diagrams, rituals, family trees. One phrase circled in red, "One from every generation must write the path, but the final guardian will wish to be free." She was the last. On the 31st day, she awoke to find no envelope. Instead, a large, ancient-looking parchment lay unrolled on her desk. The ink was not black this time. It was deep crimson. Her name was signed at the bottom, but the words were not hers. Today, if you read this, you bind yourself to the cycle forever. If you destroy this paper, the cycle ends, but the world will change. Some will forget how to breathe, others will live too long. You will awaken powers, you will lose yourself. But you will finally be free. Her hands trembled. The air around her pulsed. She could feel the fabric of reality hum beneath her feet. She took a match. She lit the letter, and everything stopped. Time stilled. People outside froze mid-step. Even snowflakes in the air hung motionless. Then a shadow. A shape like herself, but hollow-eyed and old. It spoke without moving lips. You were the page, the pen, the author. You chose to end the story. Eliana stepped forward. Then let this be my beginning. When the world moved again, there were no more letters, no more whispers. Eliana felt different. Free. But now, when she passed others on the street, sometimes she saw a flicker of paper in their pockets, a whisper in their ears. The cycle was not destroyed. It had simply moved on. Moral of the story. Fate may write the first lines of your life, but you hold the pen to the ending. The greatest stories are not those written for us, but those we dare to rewrite. If you love stories that twist reality and awaken your imagination, subscribe now and join our storytelling journey.